So we'll start off with my team, as I called them before I just started live. The Schittsburg Steelers, as I like to call them. This team pisses me the fuck off. But the free agency was pretty nice. So we lost. I believe it was. I just forgot his damn name. Just blanked his name. Calvin Austin, and then we lost Isaac or Isaac. How do you say his name? Isaiah. I don't know what the hell his name is. I just had it too. Lost Isaiah. We lost Killer
Oh,
Brew.
Isaac Silomalo.
Yeah, there you go. And then what else did we lose? Hold on, let me see this.
Kenneth Gainwell.
Oh yeah, we did lose Gainwell. Lost Gainwell. Love that guy. He went to the Buccaneers. But we gained Rico Dotto. I think, how do you say his name? Dean? How do you say his name? Where is he at? Let me find I can't find him. I'll try to find him. But we also got Michael Pittman Jr. I think it's a good signing. I don't know how you guys feel about this signing. I absolutely love getting him because I think he's also 28. I absolutely love that man. Do you guys think it was a
I
good idea? I think it was good.
I
I
like
think it
it.
was just a swap.
He would be a good complement with DK Metcalf. Michael Pittman's more like that, hands wide receiver where you could use DK as that good down the field long ball grabber. Pause, but
I'll be your long ball grabber.
but use him in that offense with Pat Fryermuth when you guys actually use him. But
Yeah,
yeah,
very solid.
I think the your guys' offense as a whole should be pretty good. I guess my only concern is who you guys gonna have as that slot wide receiver if you guys ever meet like a team that has very good two corners. Who's gonna be
Yeah.
that next man stepping up?
Yeah, I think we've seen Pittman over the last couple of years really come into his own as a legit. I don't know if I could say top receiver, but a high end receiver in an offense. He was great at getting separation, creating after the catch, and that's all things that complement DK really well. Because, like you said, DK's the X. He is a go up and get it and fight for those one-on-one ball kind of receiver. So Pittman obviously complements him really well. It's really going to be those depth pieces, those kind of in between pieces of slot receiver. Is Fryermuth going to be used in this offense? Which I think he will this season under McCarthy, because I think we saw Dalton Schultz in Dallas and we saw Jake Ferguson have great seasons under McCarthy's offense. So I think
Hmm.
Fryermuth steps back into that role of being a high-end weapon. It all comes down to who the hell is playing quarterback. Is it
It's
gonna be
really, I think, I don't know
man
actually.
that lived with the dinosaurs, Aaron Rodgers,
It
or is it
probably
gonna be one of these kind of in-between bridge quarterbacks that you guys have on the roster of Will Howard, Mason Rudolph? Is it gonna be one of those guys that McCarthy latches onto? Or is there some random person that nobody's thinking of in the draft that in like the third round McCarthy's gonna be like, yeah, I like him, and just developing him into something? I think that's where the Steelers comes down to is just who's going to be manning the show on the offensive side.
I love that because you went through that and there's just weed music playing in the background. It's great. I was gonna say, the Steelers just signed Dallas Cowboys death piece. It was, I think, one of their guards, Brock Hoffman. I don't know much about him, but Bill saying he was pretty good. He liked him. So hopefully that helps the offensive line. Like you're saying for
That would be
quarterback,
nice.
I don't know if Rodgers is coming back. I heard that they like Rodgers and Rodgers talked with Mike. I don't know how true it is. He also said that he likes Will Howard. I've been seeing some stuff that there was like a camp thing. They invited the guy that was in Miami, the one that played in the Natty was this year. They
Oh,
invited him
Carson
out.
Beck.
Carson back.
Carson back. They invited him out. And then I was saying that we were looking at Kyle Murray. I'm glad that didn't happen. But I'm worried because there's a white boy out there that loves to steal money that goes by the name of Kirk. And I'm a little scared because I do not want to see that man in a black and yellow jersey at all, ever. Oh, so I also did find a name. So it's Jamal Dean, cornerback from the Buccaneers. Don't know much about him, but what I do know
Right.
is that between him and Joey Porter, they both have allowed only one touchdown to combined. So I think that should be good considering we re-signed Asante Samuel, I believe is how you say his name, Junior.
Hmm.
Hopefully he's
Mhm.
healthy. If he's healthy, if he can give some of what he looked like in the Chargers, that'd be great. And Jalen Ramsey's still there, so
FSU legend.
he can be out there. Rico Dowdle, like I said before, should help. I was hearing rumors that we were looking at what's his name? The running back from Miami. But I think those were shut down. I forgot his name. And then we have Caleb
Oh,
still.
A-Chain?
Yeah, H-N. Caleb's still there. I think we'll probably use him more since Mike McCarthy does like to run the ball more. So we'll see if we have like 3 running backs. We got is that how you say Jaquan Brisker, safety from the
Mhm.
Bears.
Oh,
I think that's how you say his first
okay.
name.
Brisker. Yeah.
I did like
Okay,
that signing.
Jaquan Brisker.
Yeah, I did like
So I
that.
will tell you this. During free agency, I really wanted Jaquan Brisker because that dude is very, very good at safety. Very underrated, but to me, he's a very, very, very good safety. Very good at running downhill to get the runners. A very good coverage specialist. I humbly believe that he pretty much carried that Bears defense last year. Very good.
Yeah. He's a very physical DB. I love the way he plays, and I think it was a huge loss for the Bears to end up losing that kind of physicality on the back end.
Yeah.
I did notice I like
Now
the minutes on the lot.
I will say, Adam, that your guys' secondary is going to be very, very good, especially since you're going to have, Asante Samuel, Jamal Dean, I think, like you said, leading the league in pass breakups. I thought that's what you said. And then have Jalen Randy as maybe like a nickel or that backup corner.
I'm hoping they
That's a
use
pretty
him
dang good
kind
secondary.
of like a roamer, like he's just all over the field. Hoping because that's how we used Minka, and I think it worked out well for him. Their defensive coordinator this year is Patrick Graham. I know he came from the Raiders. I do remember him. I believe it was on Miami. I don't know how good he is. From what I'm reading, it says he's known for running a 3-4 front. So I do
Mm,
want to see something different finally for the first time, and probably since I was probably before I was born, which is kind of nuts. That's honestly, it's almost 30 years. That is, dear God, man, that's insane.
Also, stop extending Cameron Hayward. Just let him retire
Yeah,
or
I don't.
release him already.
Let me look up how much they paid him. It was a 2-year deal.
It was a 2-year deal with 32.25 million contract with 16.25 million fully guaranteed.
Oh my God, man. How old is he? Isn't he 38? Brother, go enjoy your family, man. He's 36. I mean, if he still got it, he still got it. I can't hate on him. I do love the guy, but fuck, dude. 36? Oh, Jesus. We did no. Did we get someone else? I think that was everyone I could think of that was pretty big.
Uh, I mean, I guess
Because we got
we can
Sebastian
briefly
Joseph
cover.
Day,
Yeah,
Cameron Johnson, a punter, Darnell Savage. I do remember seeing. I don't think I've ever heard of the guy, but I think that was it. Like you guys were saying, the quarterback thing. I would really like Will Howard just because there's no one in a draft I see us moving up for no reason. I don't see us fighting for a quarterback. I personally would love because if they bring back Rodgers, he's gonna start, which I'm like, okay, that's cool. but then you're expecting a lot. I would rather than bring in Joe Flacco and have him kind of sit behind Howard to see if Howard has it. Because if we do bad, then we get a top 10 pick. If we do good, we're kind of in the same position unless we win an actual playoff game. It's honestly just the same thing with Mike, just the Mike happens to be white. That's really the only difference. So either we win a playoff game or we do bad and we can get a top pick. That's really the only things I'm looking for. Quarterback position is the only thing I'm iffy on. The lineman, the offensive lineman, I think looks good. I am worried about the interior, so I'm hoping we draft a guard. I don't think we need receivers just because I think if they let Austin walk, I haven't seen anything about Roman or I forgot Scotty because I think he might be on the team. So I didn't hear anything about him leaving. So they might try to use him more. I think they're going to use Freiermuth more. Darnell's still there. So I think weapon-wise, he'll be set. I'm just more worried about the quarterback and how Howard's going to play and how the offensive lineman will be. Defensively, I'm a little iffy on Patrick Queen just because he is getting older. And the rest of our guys seem like they're better at run defense than coverage. Although I will say Peyton Wilson has a lot of heart. I do love that guy. That play against the Vikings last year where he saved it. Although it was still a touchdown, it cost a lot more time because he saved it. He pushed him out the 2-yard line. So I do love that. I do love that we're working on the safety position. I do help, what's his name? I think it was Deshaun Elliott, our safety, that went hurt or got hurt. If he's healthy, I think we're okay. I think we'll be pretty damn good. It really just depends on how the quarterback is and what the play calling for both sides are. Special teams might be hurt because Danny Smith did leave to the Bucks. I think he did take Mike Killebrew with him because Mike was our big guy on special teams. So I don't know how that will look. Usually we're pretty strong on special teams. Yeah, but for draft, I'm hoping it's probably an offensive lineman. If not, maybe we go big and we get something for the linebacker position to work with Patrick Queen on coverage. Next year, I'm either hoping we do bad so we get a top 10 pick or we win an actual playoff game. But that would be my whole thing for Pittsburgh.
I would say you guys definitely need an O-line and linebackers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even a D-line because since, like we said, Connor Hayward or Cameron Hayward's not getting older, bro. And then JJ, or not JJ, TJ, he's gonna get older too. So you guys better start planning out that future.
Well, we do have
Yeah.
Jack Sawyer there, and then you also have Nick Herbig, and then Alex Highsmith. So I think we should be good there. Because they all look promising. They don't look TJ Watt promising, but they look promising. Anything from you, Hunter?
Yeah, I think the big thing I'd love to see from you guys this next season is just to see some of those fringe guys step up. So, like, there's a lot of guys that I really like on your guys' roster that are just kind of those fringe guys. So, like, Washington, just a physical freak of nature. And I'd
That's a
love to
big
see
boy.
him get an expanded role. I'd love to see what you guys can do with Rico Dowdle, and then I'd love to see Eccles, the DB, get an expanded role and get to kind of be more of a feature defensive back in your guys' defense. Because I feel like he is one that anytime I was watching a Steelers game last year, he was constantly making plays. I'd love to see him get kind of a little bit more of an expanded role.
And you said Frenchmen, right? You said French people?
Fringe.
Oh, okay. I thought you said French. Because I was like, isn't Eccles a French or is that a Pierce? One of the guys
That's
back
Pierce,
there.
I think.
Pierce? Okay, Pierce is... See, I thought you said I want to see one of these Frenchmen. And I was like, I didn't know we had frog suckers on the team. Yeah, I do
Well,
want to see
Adam already
Darnell.
knows my opinion on Roman Wilson.
Yeah, I love Roman. The only thing I will say involving my team, if you followed Pittsburgh, that whole brotherhood weird shit that was going on where everyone's infighting, I thought it was funny because I was like, I really don't give a fuck because not a single one of you actually have any insight onto the team really besides Hayward. And I feel like Hayward also doesn't have that much considering how they were moving.
Right.
Like everyone's just kind of fighting for if Tomlin was good or not. I'm like, at the end of the day, he's gone. Mike's here. I'm not the happiest person with it, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe he does something. Maybe he wins a ring somehow, some way. Because I don't think the Ravens really improved. I don't care what the Browns did. They're the fucking Browns. And the Bengals didn't do anything. I don't know what you guys. Poor Joe Burrow. Like, leave that franchise, bro. Go do something else. You look so happy
I
playing
think
flag football.
I think as far as like outlook across your guys' division, Bengals are going to be the Bengals. They're going to have a shit defense and a god tier offense. That's just how it is for them every single year. The Browns are the Browns. They're not going to be good. We can wash them out. Everybody knows that's how it's going to be. I think where I would say you guys need to look out for is the Ravens. And obviously that's that way every year, but like they're still going to be good offensively. They still have Lamar Jackson. They still have Derrick Henry if he's still pulling a LeBron and defying age.
LeBron.
But their defense is what I think is going to take a step forward,
Oh, yeah.
even without Max Crosby and that whole thing falling through. Them picking up Trey Hendrickson, and it's Jesse Mentor, who, as somebody who has watched that Chargers defense that he's been running the past 2 years, the Chargers were a team that did not scare me other than that fucking defense. Because they were just gritty. They didn't have the names, but they always showed up and shut people down. So I think that's what you guys have to look out for is, and that'll be a little bit interesting because the question on your guys' side is the offense. And I think their defense is going to be improved. So it's going to be really interesting to see how y'all battle it out throughout the year.
There's a guy on their defense I do want to see because he got injured, I think, week 1. It was a defensive lineman. How do you? Is it not Namadi Madobu? I don't know how you say that.
Namdi,
Metabike.
Is it him and
Yeah,
then
Namdi.
David How do you say that? Olajaga? I don't know how you say that. I mean, I think I'm streaming here. Yeah, I have it there. I don't know how you say his name, but I know one of them
Olajokin
went
or
out,
something like
and
that.
their run game was complete ass all year. So I think, yeah, defensively they're going to be a lot scarier. Although they do have injuries, and especially in the secondary, they're older. So I think we can take advantage a little bit on that. But like you said, yeah, Lamar's still there, Henry's still there. Although they don't have weapons still. They just lost Likely. They didn't replace him. Mark Andrews isn't getting any better. Bateman's there. I don't know why Bateman's still there. I don't like why do you have that guy there? I've never really liked Zay Flowers. I don't trust him. I think he's good, but I don't think he's great. I think Lamar is just gonna have to do a lot of Lamar things offensively. I think offensively they're still gonna struggle a bit because I think people have kind of figured out what they're doing. Defensively, I think they'll look better as long as they're healthy. So I think we'll definitely have a good slugfest whenever we play them. But yeah, the
It's okay.
Browns.
They got Cornelius Johnson as their wide receiver.
I do want to talk about that whole Trey Hendrick Max Crosby thing because I think that was insane. But I'd rather get to one of you two, whichever you two want to go next.
Hunter?
Yes.
Would you like to go next, Hunter?
I can go next.
All right. Well, Hunter's team is the Denver Broncos, losing in the AFC Conference Championship. Many believe they would have won if Bo Nix didn't get hurt the following week. Probably so. I'm one of those people that believe it, but it is what it is. It was a slugfest of 10-7. Snow came down, made the game even worse. Couldn't see anything. Was slow, but it was a fun game to watch if you weren't a fan of the teams, because my God, I would have been distressed the entire time. But you can now take the floor, Hunter.
Yeah, obviously shout out to the Patriots for playing ahead on that one and wearing the all-white jersey to hide in that snow.
It wasn't our fault.
I think, yes, obviously, I think it would have been a completely different game if Bo had been able to play. I think even New England fans can admit that it would have been a completely different game.
I'm not going to say anything.
Outcome aside, it would have been played very differently. So coming into the next season, I think it's been obvious coming from me, I was somebody who wanted to make additions. You make it to that AFC Championship game. Obviously, you lose Bo, but you've made it all the way to the AFC Championship game. You were one step short of making it to the promised land in the Super Bowl. So, you want to see them make those splash additions to get them over the top. And I think what the front office has voiced and kind of shown with what they've done is they feel like the roster that's there is obviously, and it did get us to the point we made it to, but the roster is where it needs to be. You just need to see development from it, keep the guys in place, and just add those little pieces. So we saw them, obviously they were the last team to make an external free agent signing, but they go out and lock up all of their key free agents from in-house. So you've got J.K. Dobbins and Jaleel McLaughlin at the running back position. You bring them back on a one-year deal for McLaughlin and a 2-year deal for Dobbins. Dobbins, if he can remain healthy, he's proven that he can be a top back. He was, I think, 5th in the rushing leaders, 2 weeks after he got hurt. So he showed that he is somebody who can lead a backfield if he can stay healthy. And then if you have R.J. Harvey take a step forward, that's going to make this offense sing with Bo leading the way. If you have a solid running game behind him, it's going to be incredible. They bring back Lil Jordan Humphrey as a depth receiver, Nate Atkins as a depth tight end with Adam Troutman. They bring back their inside linebackers, Jernad and Singleton, give them reunion deals. You bring back a few more guys that just kind of, not huge names, but guys that were key to getting us to where we got to last year. Then, of course, the breaking news of the past week, they decided to go out and trade, in my mind, not that much to go and get Jalen Waddle, who is going to be huge for this offense because he actually complements Courtland Sutton, the current lead wide receiver, beautifully. They trade their first round pick, which I think, it being the 30th overall pick, a 30th overall pick, first round pick for Jalen Waddle, that's pretty, I think that's what he's worth. You're not going to be able to get somebody of Jalen Waddle's ability with the 30th overall pick. You also trade a third and a fourth, and you're getting a fourth back. The great thing about that is you're basically swapping fourths, and the Broncos are getting the better fourth out of that deal. Then you trade away the third. It's a late third round pick, and we have another fourth round pick that's early in the fourth round from the Devon Vele deal last year. So realistically, you're only trading away the first round pick for Jalen Waddle, and I think that's a pretty accurate deal for Jalen Waddle's ability. He's going to be able to step in, instantly be the 1A in this offense, to Courtland Sutton's 1B. Their skill set complements each other, kind of like we mentioned with Pittman and DK, where Courtland is your third down, one-on-one, you've got to make a catch wide receiver, and Waddle is a speed, precision, route running Y receiver that can be anywhere and everywhere. And I think them playing off of each other, the Broncos have been trying to figure out who that opposite receiver to Courtland is. Is it Mims? Is it Troy Franklin? Is it Pat Bryant? And I think Waddle instantly steps in and fills that role. So I think despite them not making huge additions to free agency, that one trade is going to be the one that shines the brightest for us going into next season.
Did you bring up Greenlaw? I don't know if I heard Greenlaw.
I didn't. So he's one of 5 free agents that left from the team. So they had PJ Locke, depth safety, go to the Cowboys. John Franklin Myers, which is a rough loss on that defensive line. He went to the Titans. You had a couple of guys that never really played left, and then Denver cut Dre Greenlaw, and he signed back with the 49ers. I think it's tough losing Greenlaw, but it's almost not even that much of a loss with how little he played last year. Sternad showed that he could step up and play. Singleton has been a beast. And I think their vision at linebacker still lies in other places.
I didn't know you guys lost. Was it PJ? I didn't know you lost him.
PJ Locke, yeah.
Yeah.
I like PJ. He was one that he's always due for one really great play and one really horrible play each game. He's gonna, go out and make some insane interception, and then he's gonna give up the game-winning touchdown 5 minutes later.
Sounds like
He's
Aaron
one
Rodgers.
that exactly. I think it's a tough loss because he was a great depth piece. He had been a starter previously, so it was great to have him behind Hufanga and Brandon Jones. But I think we're going to be able to find somebody to fill in that role as a depth safety and do it just as good or better than PJ did.
Okay.
After looking at, the free agency for you guys, and honestly, I would say it's actually pretty good, especially with that Jalen Waddle pick. I feel like him and Bo Nix, and then use Sutton and then Franklin as your guys' slot. I think that would be a very good compliment. Um, because, like you said, Waddle and Sutton are pretty much the same type of wide receiver, that good hands-on, able to do a one-handed catch if they need to, that big body wide receiver. Maybe not like fast, but they could pretty much catch anything towards their whatever's thrown at them. Um, I guess my other concern would be is if Waddle got injured and then maybe Sutton got injured, who's able to step up, which I'm pretty sure we both know that Franklin and Pat Bryant and the Marvin Mims are able to step up. But who's going to be there? Your tight end. Obviously, Evan Ingram is pretty good. We all know how good Ingram is, but dude gets injured a lot, and maybe that's probably a position that you guys probably look at in the draft. I know me and you, Hunter, have talked about tight ends this draft, like Kenyon Sadiq and Eli Stowers. So I would say overall, you guys are a pretty good team. Like, you guys are the same team. I'm not saying that's like a bad thing. You guys are the same team. You may have lost Dre Greenlaw and those other players, but it's a good thing you guys got rid of Dre Greenlaw because dude kept on getting injured.
Yep.
Saved you more money.
I will
So I would say
say
overall pretty good.
David Njoku is a free agent. And I was thinking, because I was watching, I think it was Brandon Perna and Tom Gross talking about it, that would be an insane thing if the Broncos were able to go get him. Because I think if David Njoku can get into Denver, that offense is going to be insane. That man, I think, is extremely underrated as a tight end.
Yep, I think he's one that I was going to bring up when it comes to like rumors and like what I want to see from the draft. If we could somehow sign Njoku, and the nice thing is we had all of Russell Wilson's dead cap money, it's gone. No longer on our books. I think we're second in fewest dead cap money, and we have a decent amount of cap space now to where Njoku is one that we could go out and get, and he's the exact tight end that we need. Somebody who is good in the run game at blocking and, creating holes, but he's a beast receiving as well. And that's where Ingram has struggled, and we knew he would, but he's just not a blocker. As much as he tries to be, he's not great in the blocking schemes. So if we could get Njoku, that again is just another piece that opens up the offense. I think the biggest thing that one of the things that Raph was mentioning with the Waddle signing of like the depth, it's funny, you look at it and you take Jalen Waddle out and you think Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, Lil Jordan Humphrey. And as a whole, you're like, okay, they do different things, but like, who steps into what role? And you throw Jalen Waddle in there, and it instantly changes how you view the entire wide receiver room. Because you think, okay, great, now Cortland doesn't have to be the only one that the offense has to, or the defense really has to worry about. He's the lead star, and then you have these other guys that are, piecing together. Cortland doesn't have to be the only star receiver on the field anymore. You have Jalen Waddle that the defense has to worry about, and then the rest of the guys are just basically plug and play. You have Franklin and Mims, who are speed guys who can play the slot and have deep ball ability, but also are technical in their route running. You have Pat Bryant and Lil Jordan Humphrey, who are great in the blocking game. So you can bring in Cortland and Jalen and Lil Jordan Humphrey or Pat Bryant and scheme it up to look like you're going to run a pass play and run a run play and trust those guys to be able to block and create lanes for the running backs. I think that Waddle addition just completely changes how you view that wide receiver room. And then the one big piece that I think we need out of the draft is a stud linebacker prospect. If there is any way that the Broncos can find a way to get that linebacker out of Texas Tech, the team that doesn't need anything else. Like, you look at that roster top to bottom and you go, yeah, that's a solid roster that you really just need
What's
depth
that
pieces now.
linebacker from Ohio? I know a lot of people looking at him.
Oh, Averill Reese.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I would say
I was just
I
reading
would.
something. Go ahead, Ref.
No, go ahead, Adam.
I was gonna say I was reading something. It said David Njoku set to visit the Ravens, and that was March 17th.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope he does not sign with them because I don't need that. I don't need to see. He's already tortured my team enough. I don't need to see that in person. I will say. Here, go ahead, Ref.
I was gonna say it makes me really mad that it makes me really mad to see that the Broncos have a good O line because it makes we're gonna get into this later. It makes my team look like a bunch of dumbasses, and it makes me so mad.
How do you I
And
feel about my team?
yeah, but you don't have a terrible O line like we do, okay?
Yeah, but you got a quarterback at least. I don't know what I have. I could have a dinosaur back there.
What's wrong with the dinosaur?
They have short arms.
So,
So
anywho,
my only
yeah, I would
go
say
ahead.
you guys just need a linebacker.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
linebacker
linebacker
is the
tight end.
biggest
You guys are set.
thing. Losing John Franklin Myers hurt because, I mean, he did so much for that defense. Obviously, you had the stars. You had Nick Benito, you had Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, Jay Jones stuffing the run. But John Franklin Myers was that guy that you brought in second, third, fourth down to just say, if you see them hand the football to the running back, plug up a hole, but go chase that quarterback because we know they're throwing the football. So go get him. And he was a beast at just disrupting everything an offense was trying to do on third down and fourth down if they're running a fourth down play. My biggest hope is we drafted that Savion Jones out of LSU last year, and he's supposed to be a big freak of nature defensive lineman that can do similar things to John Franklin Myers of plugging up the run and then just scaring the living shit out of a quarterback that runs a play action and turns around and you just have a big behemoth of a human running at you. And John Franklin Myers knew it was probably not likely that he was going to get a contract. And he said during the season, I know right now my job is to go out there and play on Sundays, but to get these younger guys that are behind me ready for when I vacate this spot. So I'm hoping that he got Savion Jones ready to fill that role, and we see Jones step up and fill that void.
You know, my real question is, why did you guys draft Drew Sanders?
That's a great question, and I think that's something that every Broncos fan has been wondering for the past 4 years. Because We would love to see him succeed, and we know he could succeed. The man just never plays because he's constantly in the blue tent.
I was telling that to Jonathan the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, dude's good, but like, God, he can't stay on the field worth a damn."
Yep, he's never there.
He's got a contusion. Got a contusion in his right foot, I bet you.
I will say the one rumor that I've heard a couple times that would be awesome, even though he's kind of like Cameron Hayward level, is Cam Jordan. I would love to see a Cam Jordan reunion with Sean Payton in a Vance Joseph defense as just another guy to bring in on, you know, specialty downs.
That'd be cool because, like, he's just like, what are you doing on the Saints? You're not gonna win anything
Yep.
over there.
It's him, and it's I'm never gonna turn down a Von Miller reunion. Comes back on a team-friendly deal for one last ride, and is purely just a hey, our guys are tired, go in there on a third down and get a stop. And we all know Von Miller's capable of that. If he wants to come back on a team-friendly deal for 1 year for his, right off into the sunset moment, come back and compete for a Super Bowl with the team that drafted him and the team he's always going to be known for, I'm not going to turn it down. It would be incredible.
So my only concerns with the team, because I think they're solid everywhere. I didn't think the Waddle thing was good. I'll talk about like the Dolphin situation later. So I think Waddle helps. My only concern, I believe Sean Payton's not calling the offense anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that should help. But again, that's a should. We'd have to see it. It should get better, but who knows if it might get worse. Bo
Hey, we don't
Nix,
have
I
to see a
think,
freaking screen on like
yeah.
third down
Oh my! When I
or
was
third and
watching that
15.
Broncos Bills game, that first drive in overtime, I've never been so mad at a team that wasn't my team. I was
Yep.
like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What is
It
this
was
play?"
us all season. And I think
So
that's the big question for everybody in Broncos country, but it's the big hope because it was the thing that we talked about the most last year. Sean is a offensive genius. Why are we watching the most mundane offense ever conceived? And I think he was trying to get too cute with a lot of stuff. And I think if we have the mind of Sean Payton running the entire team, with Davis Webb calling the plays, we saw it. He let Davis Webb call a few games in preseason last year, and one of the games that got me the most excited, and one game that made me full-heartedly believe that Jarrett Stidham was going to win us a Super Bowl, Davis Webb was calling the plays, and it was the game that he had 2 touchdowns, and he led 2 drives all the way down the field. You had that one incredibly schemed up play to Evan Ingram for 70 yards down the sideline that had everybody thinking, oh, we're going to be untouchable this year. So I think if Davis is able to call plays like that and scheme up all the weapons that we have at Bo Nix's disposal, I think it'll be good. But if it's something that Davis Webb isn't ready, it's going to be the killer of this entire team.
I can see that. My other concern, I think, is Bo Nix's ankle. It's not huge, but I think if it's like a reoccurring injury, I think it's definitely going to hurt his mobility. I also hope they don't start him right away. So, like, I know it wasn't the biggest thing, but I'm hoping they don't go into next year starting him and he's still not fully recovered. That would be my biggest concern because a lot of teams do that. I don't know why. Like, well, it's a start. It's like, if he's hurt, you got to let him sit a little more. Other than that, the
Yeah,
defense is still looking solid. Sure, you missed some key pieces, so if you can just replace it or the next guy can step up, I don't think it'd be that big of a hurdle. I think if you
yeah,
guys can
I
add a
agree.
tight end, I think pretty solid. So I would say the offensive coordinator and just Bo Nix's ankle are my only two concerns. The only other
I
thing
think
I'll
that
bring up would be how football is and how what would be the word, unpredictable it is. And I was telling I think Jen where we were looking at the Chiefs 2 years ago. They were winning all these close games, and we are like, they
Yep.
shouldn't be winning these. Then last year, they were losing all of these close games. And so last year, Denver was winning a lot of close games. So it's like, okay, is this year going to be the same with the winning close games? Will they dominate most of their opponents? Or is it going to be kind of a flip flop? Because I couldn't tell you. Last year, we thought we knew who was who, and everything was everywhere. Your division looks like it's probably weaker. I think the Chargers still haven't figured out what to do with their offensive line. They did lose Jesse Minter going to the Ravens, which I think hurts them a ton. I don't think their running back room is good just because everyone's kind of injured. Receiving core wise, it looked like they definitely took a step back last year compared to the year before. And I don't know how good they're gonna be. The Chiefs did get a running back, so I think that should help Mahomes because I think he got to do too much. So that should help him. Again, though, I don't think they really have any receivers that can do much. Kelsey's getting out there. The offensive line's okay. The defense should still be great. Although the Chiefs also did get that one guy back, their offensive play caller they had a couple of years ago. I forgot his name. Because last year I think they had Matt
Bieniemy.
Nagy,
Oh,
which
Eric Bieniemy?
yeah,
Yeah.
they had Matt Nagy, right, for offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, thank you, Matt Nagy, for ruining that team. I appreciate it.
Let's
truly do.
be
Thank
real. That's the most sit there and look pretty job in the NFL
you.
of being the offensive coordinator for um,
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. Thank you. Name went
Yeah.
right out of
Yeah.
my head.
Yeah,
But
Andy
that's
Reid
the
and
biggest just sit there and look pretty. Because Andy
Yeah.
Reid is the guy that runs that offense.
Yeah, and then I
He
think
just didn't have any weapons at his disposal.
no, and I still think Mahomes is great. I think he's definitely extremely good. But that team definitely offensively took a nosedive. He had nothing around him. The Raiders are
Have to
definitely
make sure
a
their
dark
wide
horse.
receivers can stay out of handcuffs.
I know. They got more people there than the Raiders. That's the first I think ever. The Raiders
They're
are
like the
definitely
Georgia Bulldogs.
They are the Georgia Bulldogs. Let's change their name. I do think the Raiders though are a dark horse team. I don't think they're any Super Bowl contender because that is going to be a rookie quarterback. But you had Clint Kubiak coming. I think he's an extremely good offensive coordinator. I wanted him as a head coach. So I think that should help them defensively. They did get a lot of guys. I'm kind of still wondering if they're going to try to trade Max Crosby, although they still already have to eat more money than what they would have if the trade went through. But if Max Crosby stays, I think that defense is going to be really good, especially if they have someone that knows how to use it. Offensively, if they can get that kid another weapon or maybe just try to improve that offensive line, I think they'll be a dark horse. I think they could at least win 9 games. I think they could definitely mess around and do something. But ultimately, I still
agree.
think Denver still wins the division. Although I'm just really kind of wondering what the Chiefs are going to do. They did get a
that's
lot of
always gonna be
draft
the
picks.
question.
I think, let me look this up actually. What did they get from the Rams? 'Cause I think they got, let's see, what did they get? They have 9. So they have the first pick at 9, then another first round pick at 29, then a 40 and 74. So those 2 first round picks, considering that 9, they're in the top 10, that kind of worries me. They've always been pretty good at drafting, so I am kind of curious as to what they're gonna get there. And number 29, I was also wondering because they could definitely trade that around. They could move that around. So I do wonder what they're gonna do with that. They also have 2 5th-round picks this year. 3. They have 3 5-round picks. That's So they could definitely do something in the first round. So Chiefs are a team I'm definitely gonna be keeping an eye on. I hope they don't come back, but I don't think they'd be down for long.
Yeah, I think they're always going to be the question in that division. They've had this dynasty, or they had a rough year. Are they going to be able to get back to that? The Raiders, it's the duality of man. They're always one of those that has such high potential, and then just completely collapse on it.
Mm.
So I think there's a decent chance where they are and they end up winning 10 games, and everybody's talking about how Clint Kubiak is this, offensive genius. And I also could see them winning 2 games, and everybody talking about how they need so many more pieces.
Yeah, I would say the Raiders are definitely, like Adam said, that dark horse team. But like what Hunter said is that the Raiders have always been that notorious team that, you know, next season they have like 15 draft picks and like the highest cap space, and then the season comes and then they're still like 3-14. But I have a feeling it's going to be different this time because they actually have a competent head coach and a decent staff. I don't know what their staff consists of, but from what I'm hearing, it looks like so far that the Raiders are actually doing pretty good. Now, looking at like the Chargers and the Chiefs, we both know how what Mahomes is. Mahomes can probably take a team to a Super Bowl with just a bunch of McDonald's workers. And but I mean, the Chiefs, like I said, they're like the Georgia Bulldogs. Other players like to get arrested or speeding tickets or whatever they do. So I think the Broncos probably have that division locked up. But I will say watch out for Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers and then the Raiders.
Yeah, I think I agree with all of that.
Anything else you'd want to add for the Denver Broncos? Or are we moving on to the third and final team?
Yeah, I think that's it. Just hoping for continued growth. And the nice thing is, doesn't appear like Bo's still in his walking boot. It looks like he's back working out. So hoping for a healthy season out of future MVP.
Oh my God.
Speaking of future MVP potential, Drake May and the New England Patriots.
Oh boy.
All right. So
Well,
now, hold on, Ref. I'm going to introduce this team. We have the New England Patriots coming out of Foxborough, a team that many believe should not have been in the Super Bowl, me included. But whether you like it or not, they're edged in history as getting edged in the Super Bowl. Although they made it, they didn't look good. They still made it. They look better than everybody else that didn't make it. So they're going to be there. They're 6-6 now in the Super Bowl. Sure, you have the worst record, but you also have one of the best records for Super Bowls. Making it there with a lot of people saying they shouldn't have made it there still says a lot considering, whatever they were missing, they still got there. So there's a lot of highs for this team that they can move on. They have good leadership. They have a quarterback that knows how to play quarterback. They have a coach that knows how to coach. They got a really good defense. We cannot sleep on that defense. I think they got a lot of good things going for them. They might be back. They could do something again this year. I think they have a tougher schedule this year. But other than that, Raph, you can take it away.
okay. So I'm just gonna say this. I am not surprised we lost the Super Bowl because, like Adam said, had no business being there. Was it cool being there? Hell yes. But was it fun after? No. But I wasn't mad, to be honest. All I was happy is I would beat Hunter's team, but that's besides the point. Anyways, um, yeah. After looking back on that Super Bowl, there's a lot of problems. Now, I would like to say this: Christian Gonzalez, arguably top three corner, hands down. That dude basically carried us through that game, and that made it like a blowout. Um, and like our defense, like Adam said, very, very good defense. When Terrell Williams went out with his cancer, and I forget what our other defensive coordinator was. He really, really, really stepped up and just absolutely coordinated that defense fantastically. But looking at it, what really sold us that game was the O line, and I had a feeling that this was going to be a problem throughout the whole entire season, and it really showed. And don't get me wrong, Will Campbell's a very, 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 very good left tackle, but after he got injured in that Bengal game, he really went down production. Some people would say he just sucks. Some people would say he was rushed during injury. I think he got rushed during injury because I'm sure playing on a bummed ankle hurts, and Jared Wilson should not be playing left guard. Simple as that. Terrible. Get him off my team. I don't want to see him ever again. Anywho, looking at free agency, I feel like when I first started looking at free agency, I wanted to target the O line because during that Super Bowl, Drake May got sacked what like 6 times and pressured literally more than half of his dropbacks. Yeah, definitely need an O line upgraded. And I'm not mad by Elijah Vera Tucker from the Jets. Very good left guard. He's just he can't stay healthy at all. But when he is healthy, I've read reports that he's a top 10 left guard. So I hope that he replaces Jared Wilson and Jared Wilson moves to center where he used to play in college. Says we lost Garrett Bradbury to the Bears, so hopefully he does good in that position. The Patriots doing a Patriots move of sending a fullback. Nothing new there. Reggie Gilliam, cool, I guess. And then Patriots doing another thing, signing Julian Hill. Who the heck is that? Nobody knows who that is. Nobody cares. Uh, KJ Britt, don't know who that is. I didn't ask for that. I wanted Terrain Edmonds, but you know what? Can't have everything. Now, I would say the meat and bones of this free agency was Kevin Byard and then Romeo Dobbs and then Draymond Jones. So we lost Jalen Hawkins, probably our very good free safety that we acquired a couple years ago from the Falcons. Uh, he was a third string when he first started here, worked his way up to the roster last year. Absolutely fantastic. Now, Kevin Byard is very older. He's very, 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 very old. But I feel like he brings much more experience. He led the NFL in interceptions, I believe. So that's a very good plus. We lacked in interceptions and sacks last year, so he's very good at QB pressures, downhill, picking passes off, pass breakups. I feel like he's going to be a good complement with Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis, and Marcus Jones, and our rookie Craig Woodson, who was very, very good this postseason. So I'm very excited about that. Now Romeo Dobbs, this is an interesting one because I feel like we got another Jacoby Myers, but better. But we lost Stephon Diggs, and I've always wanted a number one wide receiver, which hopefully we get AJ Brown. Starting to look like it, so hopefully. But Romeo Dobbs is a very good wide receiver. Very, very good hands, very fast, very good at run after the catch. Injury prone, but not as injury prone as much as like Elijah Vera Tucker. So 4 years, 70 million. It's a little bit of an overpay, but I'll take it. We get the Patriots guardian cap, so let's go. And then Draymond Jones, he's a very good edge rusher. Like I was saying, we lacked in sacks last year, but we led the league in, or not the leg, but we semi-led the league in QB pressures and then dropbacks. So obviously, we all both know who the lead leaguer was. Damn Bronco fans. Anyways, but
Hey, it's
yeah,
what we do. We rush the passer.
I'm gonna rush you.
Please do.
But judging by who we lost in free agency, I'm not like worried to be honest, because we still got that same pieces. we are still gonna have to extend Christian Gonzalez. He still is gonna want like a huge amount of pay. I think he deserves it, especially how much he showed up during that Super Bowl. But yeah, we didn't really lose anybody. I think the only two that hurt that we lost in free agency is Kelvon Chason and then Jalen Hawkins. But we got those two guys replaced. So overall, I'm very happy with our free agency. I'd be much, much happier once we get AJ Brown. But I think it's a very good step forward, but it's going to be a very good test because we have the hardest schedule in the league next year. So I'm not very happy. And then we got a Broncos Patriots rematch. So overall, I would say it's pretty good. I guess my only concern is our linebackers, and then if we can draft an O line. That's pretty all I really want. Maybe another tight end because Hunter Henry's not getting younger. He's like 29. So it'd be pretty cool to get like Kenny Sadiq or Eli Stowers or that dude out of Ohio State. I'd be happy with any of those guys. But overall, not bad. Need some work, but can't complain.
Yeah, I think the big question out of all of your guys' losses out of the year is Bradbury. It's going to be tough, especially like you mentioned with the offensive line being as rough as it was. Losing your one piece that really was a big positive, and is also the battery mate with Drake May. That's his guy. That's his the man in the middle that's snapping him the ball. When you lose that relationship, you really have to hope that the guy that's stepping into that role can build that chemistry with your quarterback. And as well as Bradbury played the position, that's my big worry for you guys, is losing your one piece on the offensive line that seemed like it excelled last season. Your defense, I think, is your guys' not necessarily biggest point of emphasis, but I think the part that needs to be like solidified. I think that's where the Broncos kind of benefited the last couple years, is the way that defense plays. You just basically plug and play some pieces and improve it minutely. Like with Hufanga last year, he's a piece that you just drop in there and he, just makes that defense a little bit better than it was. You can focus on building that offense around the young quarterback. I think that's where you guys have to just find the right pieces and solidify that defense into the well-oiled machine that names are going right out of my head today. Your guys' coach.
Vrabel?
Vrabel, thank you. Vrabel, we know, can lead dominant defense. That's what he did in Tennessee. So I think if you guys can get that defense solidified into that well-oiled machine, it allows you guys to focus on building that offense around Drake May, who him and Bo Nix, the Patriots and the Broncos are going to be, the past 20 years, it's how it's been if they are always put in that same tier. So I love Drake May. I wanted him in the draft where I knew I wanted Bo Nix. So I think he's an extremely talented quarterback. And you guys just need to find that way to be able to focus on building that offense around him and not worrying so many pieces in so many spots.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think we need to focus more on offenses this draft and defense because we basically got the same pieces. Maybe add a couple small pieces to defense, but we definitely need an O-line and then at least get a wide receiver one.
So I was hearing from multiple different streams and just looking at Twitter, a lot of people are saying this is one of the weaker draft classes for receivers. So when I heard that, I was thinking, the Patriots should probably focus on maybe stealing the receiver from someone Like you're saying, AJ Brown, if they could steal him, I would definitely steal him. I do like Romeo Dobbs. I think he's always been kind of secretly the number one option in Green Bay. Just from watching a lot of Tom Grossi, he's like always praising the guy because he was always the one doing something because everyone else either hurt or just they're having a bad game, but it was always Dobbs. So I think he's super reliable. I don't know if he's number one receiver worthy, but he's definitely good. He's a good pickup. So you guys should be happy with that. The offensive line definitely hurts. Like I'm just saying, losing your center is definitely going to be a very big thing, especially considering how good he was on that offensive line. Your
Yeah.
defense looks good. I would probably focus defensively for your team because you do have a young quarterback. You could probably go and get those guys. And then, I mean, you could also, because you have him on a rookie contract still. So I would try to just get something for him if you could. I think there's some way you could steal a player. I think considering that you guys went to the Super Bowl, you have Mike Vrabel, you have Drake May, you got a lot of likable guys, and you have a defense. I think you can persuade somebody to go there. I don't know who else it would be other than AJ. I was trying to think of like other receivers, but I don't see anybody right now. I think every other team has a receiver they want, or they're just not willing to give up anything. And I was looking at your guys' draft. So you have so your first pick's the 31st, and then your next pick's the 63rd. So you don't really have a lot to like work with over it. You do have a lot in the 6th. You have 4 in the 6th. But I mean that is the 6th. You do have 2 in the 4th. So you could
So
do
I
something
will
with
say
that.
this. I will say this. The Patriots are pretty notorious for drafting like late round studs.
Sure, you're not wrong. So they could continue that. Dear God, I hope they don't. But I think you guys are in a good position. I think you need some pieces here and there. I do think receiver. Your running backs are good. I think if you would just use, I believe his name is Henderson. Was it Trey Henderson? Is it
Yes,
the
yes,
rookie?
I know.
Oh my
I know.
God! If they just
Put
use the
Stevenson on the bench.
God, kick him off the. Why is he? Why is he there?
So I I don't know why, but they should be using Henderson as a power back, but also a pass catcher because that's what he excelled in college. But I don't know who decided not to do that, coughing up Josh McDaniels, but use Henderson and get Stevenson off my damn team. I'm tired of that dude.
Also, I forgot. Romeo Dobbs only 25. He's younger than my old ass. So you got somebody you could definitely use for a while. He's definitely somebody that, if he's not your number one, he could definitely be your number 2. So that
Yeah.
I think that's a really good pickup. So you do have a receiver, which I don't know. I know he can be good. I just don't know how high his ceiling is. As long as you can, like, you don't throw him hospital balls, I think he'll be solid. You got a running back. Your lineman is definitely the worries. I think your defense is good. I think it's going to stay good. Maybe just because you lost some pieces, you guys can definitely go get some of it back. But like you're saying, if you're good at drafting late, I would definitely try to get an absolute behemoth of an athlete on offensive line. Hey guys, your first round pick. That's like the first thing I would do. I still think Will's good. I think he just played injured. And I mean, when you're playing injured on a hurt ankle, it definitely sucks to lose. And that Seahawks defense was not a joke. That'd be terrifying to go up against. So I think if he's healthy, your blind side should be good. And if you can just get something interior, I think you guys could probably come back. I don't know how good. I'm actually gonna look at your schedule since I'm here.
And, I think Will's very, very good. It's just he got injured at like the worst possible time. If he got injured at like week 5 and he came back
Yeah.
week 14, 15, and he was very healthy, maybe it would have been a different case. I don't know. But like you said, defense is very good. We still got Milton Williams. We still got Christian Barmore. We got Robert Spillane still. We got Craig Wilson, Marcus Jones, Carlton Davis, Christian Gonzalez.
And Christian
I guess,
Gonzalez, if you guys
yeah,
had won that game, he definitely should have gotten MVP. The amount of touchdowns that man saved was nuts. That dude, he's definitely
I
like
think you
top
said.
three.
I think you said top 3. To me, he's top 3, but he ain't 3.
Yeah, he's probably two.
That boy
I'm
is
definitely
that boy
putting
is number 2
Surtain above.
behind PS2.
Yeah, like that dude proved it. He's extremely good.
Yep.
Like he's definitely
yeah.
there with Surtain. Man. That guy proved it. You definitely have a shut.
I would
you
say,
have a hand in it.
yeah. And we just need to save some money up so we can extend them. I would also like to say this. The contract extensions for cornerbacks is absolutely ridiculous, and I blame Sauce Gardner for that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
and
Christian
we'll
Gonzalez
get
is
into
one of
Sauce
those
Gardner.
players. He deserves it.
Yeah, he definitely does. You guys got another Stephon Diggs. You have to wait that long. Not Stephon Diggs. Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
God, what kind of shit is this? I mean,
It's not even that. They got another Tom Brady they didn't.
I don't know about that. We'll see. I hope not. Oh my
We'll
god.
see.
But
But
I'm
looking
looking.
at our
Yeah, go ahead.
division, I would say the two teams that concern me, I would say, is the Jets, only because the amount of draft picks they have. Now, it's the Jets. Their owner, stupid. Their head coach, stupid. But they've got quite a bit of players this offseason. You know, they're not like one of those teams where like you sneeze a booger at it and you just like leave it there. You kind of have to like wipe it off and see what's underneath. You know. Shut up.
Wild.
Insane.
But obviously, I think the other team that concerns me is the Bills because you know what? Screw Bills Mafia. You guys suck. Your fan base stinks. Nobody likes you. But yeah, it's Josh Allen. There's nothing else I need to say about the freaking division. Oh yeah, and then screw Miami. Nobody likes you guys.
Aggressive out of the boy.
Yeah, the Bills, they got DJ Moore. I think he's 28. I don't know. I think that helps him a lot because he's definitely a quieter person. I don't think he's going to have a trauma situation like Diggs did. I don't think he's a quitter like that guy they just had, although I still think it was very dumb for their owner to just call the kid out like that. I don't think that's something to do. I wouldn't be surprised if that guy just does not play next season. But I think that helps him a lot. But there's just a lot of questions. That defense is still iffy. James Cook is good. The offensive line's good, but I don't know. I think they're just going to be really good because of Josh Allen. They did lose their head coach, which I think hurts them a lot. Joe Brady? I think Joe Brady, right? Was he the one that he stepped up and became head coach? If that's the case, their offense should still be good. Defensively, I'm still a little iffy about. I don't know how they're going to be. I don't think it's going to be much better. The Jets, like you said, draft picks, but it's the Jets. I don't trust them. And the Dolphins are just in hell. That's
So to add on to the Bills, like you said, it's Josh Allen. We both know how Josh Allen is good.
Yeah,
He's good. I will say he's very good. I don't like the dude because he's the Bills, but he's a very, very good quarterback. Now, my concern with the Bills is their wide receiver depth. They have, obviously, you know, DJ Moore they got from the Bears. DJ Moore's pretty good. But then you look at their other depth pieces, Keon Coleman, Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir is very good, but he's one of those wide receivers that just, you know, have one good game and then he's completely non-existent the next one. You have one good game, non-existent the next one. He's like the Gabe Davis back in the day when he was with the Bills.
Yep.
So, and then the other thing is their defense. That secondary, they lost Taron Johnson, And then they got Sam Franklin, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Geno Stone. Geno Stone's pretty good, but Geno Stone kind of took a step back with the Bengals last year. And then they got Bradley Chubb, which uh, when was the last time you heard Bradley Chubb's name?
I've heard that in a minute.
Yeah, he has not had good seasons. in
Yeah, and I mean
Miami.
that's like kind of like when they got Von Miller, and it was like after them winning, after Von winning with the Rams, that was kind of like the last year you really like after he's a death piece. And Joey Bosa, yeah, they got him, but you also could just see like after that Ravens game where he made some noise, he didn't do anything else, and he hasn't for a while. So I really don't know what
Yeah.
the Bills are doing. They're just, it seems like they're just kind of like Josh Allen. We need you to play Superman every game, and it's funny because he almost does that every game. But
Hmm.
I don't think they're going to improve more if they don't actually improve. Like the difference between them and the Chiefs is the Chiefs know how to build a defense. The Chiefs can take a year off, and then they could probably come right back. I wouldn't be surprised the Chiefs aren't back. I don't know. The Bills, I think, are going to be either second or first, depending on how good Josh Allen plays. I think the Dolphins are just, they're not going to be good, and the Jets are going to be good. Although, I'm looking at your schedule, it looks like you're playing the entire AFC West, which I think, good luck. Then you're also playing the entire NFC North, which, good luck. And then you're playing Jacksonville, which should be interesting. And then you have another rematch with Pittsburgh, which again should be interesting. So you definitely have a tougher schedule this year than you did last year. You also do have a rematch
Yeah.
against Seattle. So, but I don't think Seattle's going to be as good as they were.
Well,
No,
we
I
also
think
got
they've
another
obviously
rematch with
made.
Denver.
Sure, you
Mhm.
have another rematch with Denver.
I
So
feel
it
like there's
should
gonna
be
be some demons exercised in that game.
interesting. So I don't know how you guys are going to be next year. It's definitely going to be a could be good, could be bad. You never know.
Yeah. But I would say overall, I'm not like scared in a sense. I'm just concerned of the obvious things that have been bugging me since the beginning of the season, which is the O line. Can we keep a number one wide receiver? And then carrying on to this next season, how does Drake May look in a season two, and then or season three, and then can we build something around him? If we can do that, and then have everybody healthy, extend Gonzo, I'm sure we'd be okay. It's gonna be tough, but I'm sure we'll be all right.
Hmm. Anything else you want to add to your team? Or are we moving on to just everybody?
I don't have anything else.
Everybody else?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think yeah, it's gonna be a fun season to see what the Patriots can do coming off of that Super Bowl berth. Are they gonna build on it, or is it gonna be that hangover year see from teams that kind of and the same can be said for the Broncos of teams that like they get there faster than everybody expected. Are they going to continue to build on it, or are you going to see that regression of like they peaked too quickly and they've got to build back to that potential?
Yeah, I would say just three major points is can the Broncos keep the momentum and not take the step back and can make sure everybody's healthy? And then with the Steelers, can they find a QB and then just maintain, a good record and not be an 8-9 record and make the playoffs? Can they actually further expand and improve and not be the same freaking mid team every season? And then for my team, can they make that year two leap and build around Drake?
Drake maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I
Although I
don't.
will say I will miss may I dig in your booty.
That will be a travesty that we don't get that anymore.
I
Well,
know. I'm
so
gonna miss it.
I want to bring up what are your guys' thoughts on that whole Ravens Raiders situation that happened? Because I
I'll
think
drop
there
my
was some.
thoughts real quick, and then I gotta dip out for a bit, so I'll let y'all talk. And if y'all are still on, I'll join back in once I
Okay,
get done.
yeah, if you want to go ahead and go first.
But I'll drop my thoughts on this. It's not the first time the Ravens have done this. If you go back and look, they've done this with a few receivers in the past, where they've signed a guy and then somebody was available that they didn't think was going to be available, so they failed their physical. I think I'll leave that point up to Raph because I think it was Raph that said it, but I truly think that he was gonna fail his physical. Regardless, I think we all know that his knee still had a lot to heal. I think they truly saw that they were going to need every asset that they could possibly get, and they could still have Trey Hendrickson, and said, you know what, let's just go ahead and fail this physical because we're fully within our right to, and let's just back out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. To add to what Hunter said, wasn't it like Ryan Grant and Michael Brockers? Wasn't it like those two?
Yep, Brian Grant was the one I was thinking.
Yeah. Wow, that feels like a long time ago. But yeah, what to add what Hunter said, I find it very hilarious that they signed him and then like not even a week later, Max Crosby was posting pictures of like, yeah, I'm in
It was
Ravens,
a
lock
day.
up,
It was like a day, maybe
or like
if
a
not
day or
like
something like
32
that.
hours. It wasn't even a full 2 days, I don't think. That he posted that bridge. It collapsed. I'm pretty sure he posted a picture where he was next to that bridge. Like he was there. He was
Hmm.
over there. And I do think a little bit of it had to do with the internet. I know a lot of these people don't say it, but as soon as we heard, oh, Max Crosby to the Raiders, well, or to the Ravens, what did they give up? 2 firsts? I think everyone was counting on the Ravens. Like, you gave up 2 firsts for him? Like, I would give up a first, a second, a third, maybe another, like a four. 2 firsts is wild. And then I do
So
think, you want to go ahead?
no, go ahead. I'll finish after you
So
do.
it was weird to me because I remember watching a little bit of Adam. I believe it was Adam Schefter that was talking about it, where when he talked to the doctor, the one that did the surgery, I believe, on Max. So he got it just like 2 months before it happened, and he was still in crutches. So my thought process is, all right, if you're doing a trade negotiation, as the Ravens, I would ask like what his condition is. Like you should have known he was going to fail that physical. I think everyone would like you. There's no way you're doing that physical if he just got off the crutches. Like unless you're LeBron James, I don't think you're doing that. And I feel like they would have known, like, okay, he just got this surgery, so obviously he's probably not going to be ready to do a physical. So I do think they did that because they didn't think Trey Henderson was going to be there. And even if Trey Henderson wasn't going to be there, I do wonder if their plan was to do this all along to mess up the market. I wouldn't be that surprised because it did seem
Yeah.
like they did that and a lot of things are moving because I feel like they did that 2 first round picks. Now everyone's like, oh, well, if he's that expensive, how expensive are other people going to be? So I do wonder if the Ravens did that for a reason other than just, oh, Trey Hendrickson's available and um and we don't want Max because he's hurt.
Yeah. I also feel like because even before the uh the Crosby signing or even during it, it felt like the Ravens were losing a lot of key players.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let me look up who they lost.
I just feel like they backed out onto the trade because the amount of players that they were losing and the draft picks that they gave up for Max Crosby. And I also feel like they just were like, you know what? Yeah, I don't think we should probably do this. Let's just back out. Like one of those last minute, you know, no trade backsies type of things.
Yeah.
because they saw the amount of players that they were
So
losing.
they lost their center Tyler Linderbaum to the Raiders, tight end Isaiah Likely to the Giants, which I think did hurt him. Then they lost another tight end, which I've never heard of, but he went to the Chargers. Other key departures include safety Alohan Gilman, the Chiefs. I don't think I've ever heard of him. Or Darius Washington. I've actually never heard of him. D-line Dreamont Jones, which I think he was pretty good. Patriots, they lost a
Mhm.
punter and then a running back, but they did lose pieces. That center, I think, hurt him a lot. Isaiah Likely hurt him a lot. And I think Draymond Jones. So I do think also that happening is why they backed out. Because they're like,
Yeah,
well, we're going to need our picks. Because I do wonder how they
that and the
are.
cap space.
Yeah, I was going to say that cap space, I think it's going to hurt them. I just don't think Trey Hendrickson was the answer. I think he helps. I think he helps the defense. But again, I just think that offense for Baltimore is just not what it was. I don't think they do. Maybe in the draft they can get somebody offensively, but I really don't know. I think they'll be good. There's too many times where I'm looking at this Ravens team and going, they're gonna be great, and they're just not. And I don't get it. No matter how good or bad
I
they are,
think,
they're just not.
yeah, I think what's gonna kill them is their pass catchers because
Hmm.
Zay Flowers is really good. Don't get me wrong. It's just he has a problem of not holding the ball in key moments.
I think he's good. I just don't think he's great. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
No offense.
and when you look at their depth, they got Rashad Bateman, Devontae Walker, and some dude named Cornelius Michael something or
Cornelius.
Jackson.
Yeah, I don't know. They gotta definitely improve that. I do love
And
the
then, like
line.
you said, they got as they lost Isaiah Likely and
Yeah, Isaiah
Mark
Likely's
Andrews is not
definitely.
getting any younger. So
Yeah, Isaiah Likely was definitely their guy. So I think that was wild. I feel like there's got to be some kind of repercussion at some point for for the Baltimore Ravens. Maybe there won't be. The one thing I do think might happen is a lot of teams aren't going to trust them to trade with them. I think that is something that you're probably
oh
going
yeah,
to see. I think a lot of owners are going to look at that team and go, yeah, we don't trust to trade. Considering the fact
oh
that the
yeah,
Ravens made a statement saying that they backed out and we won't say anything else at this time, kind of tells me that was more on the Ravens than the Raiders.
yeah, uh, yeah. I feel like you said, I don't think any of the NFL teams are going to be trading with the Ravens just because like they're just going to back out, and it doesn't help that what is his name, DaCosta, their
Yeah.
GM, is a moron.
Hey,
And
ouch, Mike.
yeah,
Hold
so
on, Jelly.
like
Hold on. Jesus. I'm gonna lower you. I am streaming, Jelly, so I'm gonna lower you.
Oh, was I too loud?
Well, that, but we're just talking about football, so.
No, you're good.
uh, another thing I'd like to talk about is, well, we talked about this earlier, is the Colts.
Oh God, where do I begin with the Indianapolis dumb fuck Colts? Where do I
I
start
think
with
I will
these
let
people?
you start us off.
God, actually, let me go. Let's see what they're doing in the draft. What are their draft picks for the 2026 draft? Their first draft pick is number 47. They have to watch
Wow.
46 other fucking players go up and get picked. They have to watch an entire generation of players that could potentially help them win something, not do shit for them. And then they swapped. They lost Michael Pittman, which to me I think was extremely fucking good. I have loved that guy. And we just swapped picks with them. So we still have 12 picks this year, which I think is insane. So they didn't even gain a pick. All they did was swap. I don't know what they're doing. yes, they signed back. I think Alex Pierce is how you say his name, which I think he's extremely good receiver. But
But
you're
I
in.
feel like they overpaid him. I feel like they
Yeah,
overpaid him.
I think the reason they overpaid him is because they couldn't keep Pittman and they didn't have anything else. Their issue right now, they can't tank for anything. They don't have anything. And they're obviously not good enough to do anything. They just collapsed. It was probably if they didn't collapse, the other team I wanted to talk about collapsing was the Bucks. Because the Bucks collapse was also just awful. But the Colts just take the cake. It was absolutely terrible how bad of a collapse that was. I don't think I've seen a team just collapse like, and it was funny too because Pittsburgh beat them, and I remember I was like, no, this is what we do to them a lot of the time. So I wasn't even like excited about it. I was more worried about it because I do like the Colts. I kind of hate them because of what they did with Andrew Luck, but a lot of people that were involved with that are kind of gone now. But I mean, you
Yeah.
overpaid Daniel Jones, so you're stuck with Daniel Jones. You still have what is his name? Let me look up the QB. I forgot his damn name. Let's see, what is his name? Anthony Richardson, which he, I think, broke his orbital bone or something like that in the stretch. And so it's like, what do you do with him? Then you have Riley Leonard, which he proved to be pretty good against the Texans. But I mean, it was the last game, so who knows?
Hmm.
So I mean, that sucks. They still
Yeah.
have a lot of pieces, but they had those pieces last year. They still could just not get it done. I don't know. I I, I would hate them because they're in a position that's even worse than Pittsburgh has ever been. They're stuck in mediocrity, whether they're good or bad. They're stuck because you do bad, and it's like, what do you do now? You gave up two first picks for a corner that's not even that good. I'll be honest. I don't think Sauce Gardner's been that good for all right, like I just
Yeah.
he's 25.
I'd
Okay,
like
so
to
he's
add,
young guys. Go ahead.
um, looking at the free agency for the Colts, it's not that impressive to be honest, because yeah, they resigned Alex Pierce and Daniel Jones, like you said. But like when you dive to the meat and potatoes, dude, it is not great at all. They re-signed Laquan Treadwell. They signed Nick Westbrook-Akine. Re-signed Mo Alley Cox. They signed Michael
Wally Cox.
Clemens, Arden Key, Derek Nandi, Jerry Tillery, Kobe Wooden, Akeem Davis Gather, Cameron Mitchell. I mean, they did get Cam Taylor Britt, which is pretty good.
They also
And then they got,
traded Zaire Franklin to Green Bay. Oh,
yeah, they did. They traded Zaire Franklin to the Packers, and they acquired Colby Wooden,
oh my God, dude! Yeah, this team
which
is in
I'm kind of
hell.
like, why? Why would you do that?
You know, another team I also need to look at too is the Packers because I think they've lost a lot. Like quietly, I think they lost a lot. No one's looking at it. But a team that I think lost a lot and no one was really talking about it, surprisingly, was the Seattle Seahawks. I think the Seahawks lost a lot of pieces. Like, I'm pretty sure they lost
Yeah,
most of their key pieces. It's
I mean,
Seahawks.
if you look at like who they signed, there's like really nobody notable, to be honest.
Yeah, it
I
was.
mean, maybe Rodney Thomas, but Rodney Thomas, I mean, he's a good safety. He used to play for the, I want to say the Colts. He was good with uh, Nick Cross, but Rodney Thomas used to get hurt a lot.
So they lost Kobe Bryant, which signed the Bears, which I think he's great. I think the Bears got a dog. They lost linebacker Fati.
Boye Mafe.
Mafe, is that his name? To the Bengals. I don't know much about him. Um, but I mean, it's a loss. Kenneth Walker, I think, is an extremely huge loss. I don't know why they didn't sign that guy. and going to the Chiefs was
Yeah.
nuts. I don't know what they're doing. Cornerback how do you say Rick? How would you say that?
Rick.
Rick?
Reek.
Reek Woolen,
Yeah.
I think is really good. I think he did a lot. And then Drakey Young, I don't know anything about him either. But I think they lost like Kobe Bryant and Kenneth Walker and Woolen, I think are huge. I think those are gonna definitely hurt him a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
Josh Jones, Rashid. I think keeping Rashid Shaheed really good. I think he's extremely good. I was super sad when he went to the Seahawks because I wanted Pittsburgh to go get him. I was really hoping they'd go and get him. So I think keeping that's going to help him. I think they'll still be good, but I think they just lost a lot of key pieces. They lost their offensive coordinator. Did they retain their defensive coordinator? I can't remember. Who was their defensive coordinator?
Let me see.
Who the hell was it? I don't even know who that is. Well, I guess he wasn't the main defensive guy, though, wasn't it? Their head coach.
Yeah, it was mainly their
Okay.
head coach.
Okay, yeah, so that doesn't really matter. Well, yeah, I think they're definitely not winning the Super Bowl again, but I think they'll still be good. Just don't know how.
I feel like as long as they still have Sam Darnold and JSN and Cooper Cup and Shaheed, they should be fine.
Yeah.
I will say this, one team I do want to talk about is, let's see here. See if I can find it. Oh, the Bears.
The Bears. I was actually thinking of talking about the Bears, too. You want to start
So
with it?
I will say the Bears are pretty interesting if you look at their signings because obviously they loaded up on online. But like look at their defensive. Jack Sanborn, Jalen Jones, Cam Lewis, Kobe Bryant, Elijah Hicks, DeMarco Jackson, Devin Bush, James Lynch. All those guys, starting
They still have
caliber.
Kevin Bernard, too.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the Bears did pretty good in their free agency.
Devin Bush has always been an iffy. I don't know. I couldn't tell you about that, man. I don't think he's going to be that good, but I think he could do something there. So I can't hate too much.
He played good with the Browns last year.
Yeah, but that's because the Browns' defense also really good. I mean, we torched him. I'm happy we torched him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they look solid. I really don't know. I mean, they did lose DJ Moore, but their pass game wasn't the biggest thing for him, anyways. So I think they could definitely go get something that could help them there. They still have Loveland, and I always forget the other tight end's name, which they used a lot. So I think they're good there.
Cole Kmet.
Yeah, they used him a lot. And they got Dunzel. I think he's pretty good.
Odunze.
Yeah, Dunze. So I think defensively they're going to be better. Because last year what was getting them was they're getting a lot of interceptions. I think if they can actually get a defense that can do more than just get picks, I think they're going to be really scary defensively. Offensively, I did like what they were doing. I think Caleb Williams has that dog on him. I think there's still a lot of he needs to improve on, but I think he's a damn good player. So I think Chicago could definitely do something. Their schedule is going to be tough, and that division I think is going to still be tough. But I think they definitely have a very good chance of winning it again.
Yeah, I agree. I think, looking at the division, I think the Bears pretty much have it locked, unless, the Packers pull something, which they usually do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the Vikings or the
I think the Lions degressed a lot, and I hate to see it because I really wanted to see them win a Super Bowl, but they have just degressed so much. Unless they can just kind of get some key pieces in the draft where they definitely step up and help them, And I think if they could get like a defense and offensive coordinator that know what they're doing, I think they could definitely do something, but I don't think it's much. And the Vikings are
Yeah.
just, God, I want to root for the Vikings, but man, that sucks. Who knows if JJ is going to be good? They have Kyle Murray there. Who knows if he's going to help at all? The defense is good. The offense has a lot of, like, there's really nothing wrong. They just need a quarterback that can be a quarterback. That's really all they need. Like, I don't know what else. They did lose, I think he's going to be probably a future Hall of Famer. Safety. I can't remember
Oh,
his name.
Harrison Smith.
I'm pretty sure Harrison Smith retired. They also lost the linebacker that was really good. I think they lost two of them. I think some offensive linemen they lost as well. So I think they're going to be in hell as well. It's going to suck for them, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. Yeah, that North is going to be interesting.
I think the Birds got it. A team I'm kind of intrigued because I think they might. I think they're definitely making a push this year to win a Super Bowl. Is the LA Rams with that trade for McDuffie? I think that's how you say his last name. The Trey McDuffie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's extremely good. I think he's definitely in the top 10. That guy is really good. So I think that helps him a lot in the back. Let me see what they're. So did they give up a lot of picks this year?
So it was a 2026 first round, a fifth round, and a sixth round, as well as a
they have
2027 round.
Atlanta's. They have Atlanta's first
Yeah.
overall pick, and that's number 13. Oh, so they could definitely do something with that. That was actually pretty smart because they don't pick again until 61, so they have to make sure they hit on that. And when I'm looking at them, they have Devontae, which I think is extremely good still. I think how they use him. You have Puka, you have a running back. Matthew Stafford, I think he's coming back. So you don't need a quarterback yet. The offensive line isn't terrible. So I think really if you can somehow get somebody that helps you in that secondary, I think you're good. Their front line for rushing the passer and run stopping is pretty damn good. I do think they might need a defensive coordinator, but I'd have to just watch.
Yeah, because didn't they lose Mike Shanahan?
Yeah, I think they lost Mike Shanahan. So I want to see defensively what they do. I think their first overall pick is going to be defensively. I think that's what they're going to need. And I think they can definitely make a push. I mean, that offense is nuts. Considering the fact that the Seahawks defense was just murdering everybody they went up against. And then the Rams are the only team that like made it look like it was an offensive game every time they played against each other was kind of crazy. So I think they can definitely make a push. The Niners, I don't know. They're a super team if they're not hurt. The issue is they're always hurt. And yes, they got Mike Adams or not Mike Adams, Mike Evans, but he's older and he's always hurt. Fred Warner,
and they got Christian Kirk too.
Oh yeah, they did get Christian Kirk. Okay, so they should.
But he's old too. But he gets hurt.
And then Fred Warner's probably not going to be back right away. I don't think. He might be. If he's back and healthy, I think they'll be good. If Greenlaw can stay healthy, I think that defense definitely has some people there.
See, but here's the thing, though, is with the 49ers that even when they try to stay healthy, they're never healthy.
They're never. And I was hearing that they were thinking about trading Trent Williams, and he is a great player, but he also has a problem just getting hurt all the damn time.
And he's old. He's old. He's like, what, 37, 38?
Let me look. Is he really that old? He's 37? Oh, man.
Yeah.
That sucks. Yeah, that sucks. They might have to get some replacement. God, he's really good.
I can't see anybody giving up a first rounder for him.
you know, unless they're like ready to do something now, and they have someone there that can like switch with him, so he's not playing every snap. But even then, why would you? If you're not, I'd give up maybe a fourth, third. I mean, he's 37. This is probably his last year playing. So I'm
Yeah, I
definitely
would
not
say like
giving
a
up something
late
like
third, a late third at
yeah.
least.
So I don't know. And then you got the
Um,
Cardinals. Go ahead.
I was about to say one team I would like to talk about is the Panthers.
Ooh, we can talk about the Panthers.
Um,
Yeah, because
so we
holy
both
hell.
know, yeah. So we both know Panthers last year, nobody thought they were going to make it to the playoffs, to be honest.
No.
And you look at, their signings and you're like, oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, their best signing definitely was Kenny Pickett. Bro, that's insane. Holy hell. I can't believe they went and got Ken. How did they allow them to get Kenny Pickett? They're now a super team
I,
with Kenny Pickett.
I was
Like,
thinking more of like Felipe Franks. I thought that was a very good signing.
oh, yeah. I thought he was also a good signing. The two that I looked at and said, how, was definitely Jalen Phillips and definitely Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd coming off of the
Yeah.
Jags. I can't believe the Jags just let that happen. Like, how did you not pay that guy? Like, that is
Yeah.
definitely a top. Wow, let me see how old he is, too. That is definitely a top linebacker in the league, and you let him walk? Like,
I want to say he's 27, 28.
yeah, he's 27, September 30th. He's going to be 28 pretty much the start of the next season. So you got a
So
good
he's still young.
5 years. Yeah, you still got like 5 prime years with him. I can't believe they let
How old
that
is
happen.
Jalen Phillips?
I think he's a little older. Well, let me look. He is 26, so he's even younger. Oh my god. Yeah, they got some pieces.
Wow.
They got some pieces. Then they also had Luke Fortner. Fortner? I think that's his name.
Yeah, Fortner.
Yeah, center. They got an
Yeah, they
offensive
boosted
line.
up the O line.
Yeah, they got Rasheed Walker. They got John Mitchie. I've heard of John Mitchie. Okay. AJ Dillon. So running back wise, I wonder because Chuba is good. I think he's still good, but he was hurt, and I don't know what the length of his injury is. So I wonder if they're going to get a running back. I'm actually going to look at their drafts because I want to see what they got. And I want to believe in Rice Young. Did I say he's on that? Did I say Rice? Is it Bryce? Yeah, Bryce Young. I said Rice Young.
Bryce Young was Asian. Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. So I do want to believe in the kid, but there's so many times where I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
And
I
there's
will
other
say
times
he
where I'm
did
like,
look pretty good against that Rams game, though. He
he
made that
did.
Rams game pretty competitive.
Yeah, he definitely did. But then, like, he got didn't they go scoreless against the Falcons?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't like this team's definitely improving where it needs to, but I just don't know. They do have a first round pick at 19, which is kind of high. I still think they can do something with it, but it is a little high. But I think they got a lot of pieces. The receiver core is good. The boost to the offensive line, if it is boosted, then they can be like a top 10 unit. I think that could give Bryce a lot of help. I think he's still mobile. The running game, I want to see what they do because I do think Herbert's good. I just don't know what that injury.
They lost Rico.
They did lose Rico. We know how good he was. Defensively, they definitely got some key pieces, so I do want to see how they do overall. They might win the division just because I think the Falcons are still trying to figure out what to do. I think they still have a lot of money for paying the Kirk Demon himself. Why did you pay that guy that much? They went and got Tua, which cool. You have mid versus garbage. God, I feel so bad for the Falcons, but yeah, I think they're not doing anything. Their defensive line's really good though. I do love those guys, and then they got a lot of
Until
weapons.
that dude like got hit his girlfriend with his car or whatever happened.
I didn't even hear about that. Never mind. Fuck that guy. Falcons are dead.
Yeah, James Pierce, that dude, he got
Oh,
drafted.
that was Oh, yeah. Okay, I did hear about that. I completely
Yeah,
forgot he was on the Falcons.
That man is never leaving the prison
Oh
cell.
my god. Yeah. So Hunter, we were talking. I don't know if we were talking about the Panthers. We were praising them. And the first thing we're talking about like who they picked up. I'm like, all right, we got to talk about the Super Bowl winning quarterback Kenny Pickett going to the Panthers. He's going to elevate that team so much,
Yeah,
and I can't believe they went and got Devin Lloyd. I can't believe the Panthers just let that happen. And then getting Jalen Phillips too is going to help him. We're also talking about how the Rams are probably going all in. And I forgot they do have a first round pick. It's Atlanta's first round pick. And I was just talking about Atlanta being in hell. Now that I'm bringing it up, let's look at their draft. Because what are they doing? But yeah, we're talking about the Rams.
nothing.
Oh my god. They don't have a first round pick at all? Wait, their second round picks owned? Their third round picks owned? Fourth round pick number 122 via the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for 114. Their sixth and seventh round pick are owned, bro. The Falcons are fucked.
Yes.
This is
wait, so
probably
do they even have any pick?
They have a fourth swap, and then they have an additional pick at 215 via the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh
Wow.
my god! Oh my dude, I thought the Dolphins looked like shit. Oh my god.
I'd hate to be a
Yeah.
Falcons fan.
So they have a pick at 48 is what it's saying, and then 79, and then 122, 115. But that other thing was saying that some of it was owned. That's God, yeah. You have Tua and my Penix, so you can hawk Tua on my Penix, bro. That's what you got at quarterback. You got weapons. Your offensive line's okay.
You've got one man who has no deal and one man who is one concussion away from greeting Jesus.
And then your most expensive guy isn't even on the team anymore. Yeah, the Kirk demon. Oh my god,
Kirk
yeah.
James.
Like, so I do think the Panthers probably have that division locked up. The Saints is one team I did want to bring up because they went and got Travis Etienne, which I'm kind of confused as to why. Because they signed Alvin Kamara. They didn't use him much last because he was hurt. But what are you doing there? You lost.
Well, I think
Rashid.
Alvin Kamara said that he didn't want to leave New Orleans.
No,
he said
he
that if he
didn't.
left, he was just going to retire.
Yeah, and they went and got another guy. So I guess, if they want to run the ball more, they definitely can. Tyler Shook had some decent games, but I don't know if he's the future. But they have no options. Where else are you going to go for a quarterback right now? I think they're just a hot mess.
Honestly, I feel like Shook showed a lot of potential down
He
the stretch
definitely
last
showed
year.
potential. I don't know, because a lot of it was against his division, and that division is just drama queens. That division is terrible. How
Let
do
me
you
look
beat?
up Tyler Shook. That's
How do you beat the team you need to go to make it in and then lose? How do you not make the playoffs after beating the team you needed to beat? And then that
Yeah.
team looked better. I guarantee you, if the Bucks were in the position of the Panthers in that playoff game, the Bucks would have gotten dog walked. I think the Panthers win the division. I could talk about the Bucks, but it's kind of just like the same kind of situation with the Colts. Like, you collapsed, looked like shit. They didn't. I don't know why they didn't get rid of their head coach. I don't know what you're doing with that guy. Everyone's either getting older or hurt. Like, your window's closing very fast. That Tom Brady Super Bowl is definitely going to be the past. I don't think they're going to reach it anytime soon. Oh yeah,
I guess next team we should talk about is Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. What do you want to talk about with the Eagles?
Speaking of Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts is already looking like mid-season form.
Oh, I
Threw
know.
a
I saw
pick
that.
in that
pick.
flag football game today.
I saw that. What's your
Maybe-
guys'
Let me look at their
overall opinion of
draft picks.
Philadelphia?
I hate him.
I feel like we're witnessing the slow death of a Super Bowl team. Because, like, every piece that they had that made them good has regressed.
We also forgot after they beat the dog walk, or they dog shitted, however you want to say it, on the Chiefs. 10 of those defensive players left. They were gone.
Yep.
I mean, their defense was still good this year, but a lot of those key pieces dipped. And with who the hell was their offensive coordinator that year they won? With him leaving, you could definitely tell last year that offense was terrible. And I don't want to like hate on Jalen Hurts, but I don't think he's that good. I really don't.
Kellen Moore, the Kellen Moore to Kevin Patullo
Yeah, Kevin Patullo.
regression
Oh
was
my God.
insane.
It was bad. Like, I would tell people, and to this day, I was telling Seth and Jennifer, the difference between the Eagles offense and the Pittsburgh Steelers offense is you don't expect Pittsburgh's offense to do anything. What are the Eagles doing? Your offense looked worse than ours. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah, I feel like their offense took a really big dip right after Jason Kelsey retired. Like when Jason Kelsey was there, Saquon,
well,
he had like
Kelsey retired before they won that Super Bowl game.
Yeah, he wasn't on the Super Bowl winning team.
Are you talking about
Dang.
Lane Johnson? Because
Lane
was
Johnson.
hurt.
There you go.
Yeah, Lane Johnson was hurt. How old is that boy?
Yeah, Lane Johnson. I mean, the Eagles have always had a very, very good O-line, and you can tell last year that it was not that at all.
No, but you could also tell like Hurts couldn't throw it. Everyone just wasn't on sync. Yeah, he's 35, so he doesn't got much time left. God, I love that beautiful ball, man. But yeah, I like their defense is gonna have to carry them. They have to get someone offensively. I think they got another run. Hopefully, if they can just get some pieces and that offense can click, I think they can get one more, maybe. But as we've seen, a lot of teams are kind of getting their head out of their own ass, and they're like understanding how to actually draft, get free agents, and how to actually have a football team work. Because I did not expect the Seahawks to come back and do what they did.
I think the Eagles will always be good purely because Howie Roseman knows how to build a football team.
Yeah, he does.
It's just, can all of these pieces function as well as they did to go on that run?
And my
Yeah.
God, what a run it was. And I don't think their
Run being
divisions.
the key word.
Yeah, I don't think their run or their division's getting weaker. Much as I hate Dallas, they kind of have something going on. Their defense is still iffy. I don't know who their defense coordinator is. Their offense looks really good. I don't think they've signed George Pickens yet, but I'd imagine they would. It'd be dumb with
They
them
put
not
the
to.
franchise tag on him.
Oh, okay. They got CeeDee Lamb, which is great. Dak Prescott's playing out of his mind, and their run game's phenomenal. So offensively, they're still really damn solid. Defensively, I'm still worried. So I don't know how that team's going to be.
They're like the
Washington.
Bengals in a sense.
Yeah, they're pretty much
Very
the
good
AFC
offense.
Bengals.
Terrible defense.
Yeah, just a lot more annoying too.
Yeah, the Cowboys are always going to be there purely because of the brand that they are. They're always going to compete.
And Dak, I do have to say, as much shares
And
I've given Dak, I think Dak is playing phenomenal. I think he's played really good. The Giants are kind of a sleeper team. I don't know how good that team's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. They definitely have a lot of potential, both sides of the ball, to do something. I think John Harbaugh can definitely bring something for that team. So they're definitely a team I'm kind of like wondering what their plan is. because I think that's definitely another dark horse team. The Commanders, I think, are just going to be in hell. I'm going to be honest. I think they're in hell again. They just got a lot of old guys that you're not building a future with. I don't know what you're doing. And I hope they don't kill the poor kid Jaden. But damn. I don't see what their plan is.
That franchise just may forever be cursed.
Yeah. Poor Sean Taylor.
I blame Dan Snyder.
So do I. Fuck Dan Snyder.
Screw you, Dan Snyder.
And then we were talking about...
Bite the bullet and go back to the Redskins.
They should. Like, no one really had a problem with that name.
No one cares about the Commanders. The Redskins were a brand, a legacy.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we were talking about the Bears, Hunter. I think they improved a lot. I think they
improved a lot. I think they win that division. I think we're still firmly in a place where my dream Super Bowl of Bears Broncos is in play.
I could have it. I think the Broncos have an easier shot at going, though. I think the Bears have an absolute gauntlet in the NFC.
Yeah.
I think a team I think is going to be in hell a little bit for a while. Surprisingly, I think it's going to be the Houston Texans. That defense is still amazing. But what do you do with Shroud? He is not looking good.
He's an anomaly of... He succeeded so well that first season. He set such a high expectation for himself that now when he goes through his young QB struggles, everybody's like, whoa, you already showed that you're this amazing quarterback. Why is this happening?
Yeah.
And I think he's still a great quarterback. It's just, is he going to be able to have the time to work through those young QB struggles?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I think if the Texans do make it, it's going to be that defense. And I think Stroud and that offense really showed who they really are in the postseason between, the Steelers and the Patriots.
I think it's very similar to like some of the struggles that the Broncos have had of like just not having a run game. They just have the advantage of Bo being mobile. Stroud's just not that mobile of a quarterback. So then when you have a legit lack of a running game, and then you're still like, your wide receiver core is not that impressive, it allows the defenses to completely put you in a box.
Yeah, I think they're still in hell, I'm going to be honest. I think they're not as big a hell as the Colts, as I've said. Fuck that team. And dumbasses. I don't know what you're doing. They're screwed. And I can't wait to see I Am Wildcat on Twitter just bitch and moan about that team all year. But yeah, I feel bad for that team. I think the Jags will be back. Although they did lose some key pieces, I think they'll be back. The Titans also got some pieces that make me wonder how good they're going to be. I'm very kind of like, I think they'll be mid. I think they still got a lot to do offensively, but I think defensively they got some pieces they need.
I'm very interested to see what we can get out of a second go-around for Robert Saleh as a head coach.
Yeah.
Especially with a high potential young quarterback. We never really got to see what he could truly be. I think really realistically just because it was the Jets. I don't think anybody will ever succeed with the Jets.
Yeah.
No. It's the Jets.
It's gonna take the right combination of just pure bullshittery and luck. AKA Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, honestly. The butt fumble.
Like, how the fuck is that the most successful Jets franchise in the last 50 years?
Oh, and Chad Pennington.
And Geno Smith's been their best quarterback since Geno Smith. Like,
Yes.
that's like, dog. We had Doug Hodgkinson, and he still outperformed that. Like, holy fuck, man. Mitchell Trubisky probably played better. Like, oh God, what a terrible franchise. Any franchise you want to talk about, Hunter? Any team?
I think the team that's going to be the biggest question mark, and like, I want to see what happens with them, is the Vikings.
Yeah,
Because they're going to be such an anomaly of they have such a good roster top to bottom, a great head coach. What the hell is going to happen under center? Is it going to be the Mighty Mouse, or is it going to be Nine?
I would love nothing more than to see this little midget running around in a purple uniform, throwing bombs to Justin Jefferson. Oh my God.
Looking like a toddler who just shit himself.
And it's funny because he's 5'10". He's taller than me. But he's so tiny. He's so tiny on the field.
In no world is that man 5'10".
Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure he's 5'10".
He may be listed at 5'10". There's no way in reality 10.
He's like DMX.
That man is 5'8" on a good day.
Let me see. What is your height? Yeah, he's 5'10". Someone,
Yeah,
the first search is Kyle Murray actually 5'10".
Exactly.
They said officially measured
like, I need
at 5'10".
to see him side by. Like, I need to see tape measure to fucking.
Yeah, they've officially measured him.
Or like you said, they can either have the little ant, or they can have Nine, or they could have freaking Prince Harry.
Prince Harry.
Oh yeah, Andy Dalton just went over there, didn't he?
How tall is Russell Wilson?
No, Carson Wentz.
Oh, that's the redhead that went over.
Man, I feel so bad.
Dalton
Carson went out there to die last year.
Yes.
They threw Carson Wentz out there and said, "You're going to die for this team, and you're gonna like it." I feel so bad for him.
I think it's gonna be so funny seeing Kyler Murray just run around behind that O line and be like, "Who lost their child? There's a child on the field."
So, besides your teams, what team do you think secretly makes it into the postseason? And if it's not your team, what team do you think makes the Super Bowl? Or what team, if it's not your team, would you like to see in the Super Bowl?
I like to see the Panthers.
I can fuck with that. I like the Panthers.
I think it's been the same for me every year. Of the Lions, for all the seasons that they've had, deserve success. Will we ever get to see it? I don't know.
No, I think they had their windows in 2022 and 23.
Not with this off season that they just had.
I would like to see. I would love to see the Panthers. I would really like to see the Rams again, just for Matthew Stafford. I really love Matthew Stafford. Let's see. And I like Sean McVay. I can't hate on Sean McVay, so I wouldn't mind that.
I think
The Bears, I would love to
him
see the
winning-
Bears.
I think him winning MVP last year was that like career cherry on top of like he's been so good for so long. He's deserved an MVP in the past. He
Yeah,
finally got his Super Bowl.
I just think if he
and
gets
now he
an,
has his MVP.
I think if he just gets one more ring though, I think he could be a first ballot.
Yeah, I agree.
I think without that second one, I don't think. But two, I think he gets it. I would love to see the Bears. I think they got a team. I would love to see him. I'd love to see the Lions, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think the Vikings will. The Panthers would be funny as shit. I would love if somehow the Giants are pretty good and somehow make it in. Uh, I would hate the Niners to go. I don't think the Seahawks are doing
Oh
it.
my God, I don't want the Niners to go because I have to hear
Yeah,
Richard
Richard
next to
called
me.
me. Yeah, I can already hear him.
The 49ers deserve a few, few
They've
seasons
deserved
in
one.
misery.
They season they've had a lot. They've had 2 Super Bowls of misery.
And they
They've
lost
had
against
so
the same
much
team.
success sustained for so long. They deserve a few sustained seasons of just
They were pretty
pure
ass for a
despair.
while in the early 2000s. I feel like. I remember they were very ass for. And then Colin Kaepernick.
There's
and
a few
Alex.
years.
Yeah, because once Alex Highsmith, I think. No, what the hell is his name?
Alex
The one
Smith,
that. Yeah, Alex Smith.
the one
Once
that
he
almost
came
died.
in. Yeah, man, that poor guy's in the league. But for the AFC, I love Josh Allen, so I'd love to see the Bills. I love Justin Herbert, so I'd like to see the Chargers. I
The
f-
pain that me and Raph just felt hearing that.
What? Oh,
Bills,
because the Bills
Chargers.
Chargers.
Me and Raph were like, no.
I can't and I've told Raph this 1,000 times. I cannot, and I don't think I'll ever hope to see the Patriots succeed because they just put
I
my team.
think
They just put
everyone
my
in our generation will just never be able to accept seeing Patriots
But the
success.
difference is you guys had success with them. We didn't. They were our kryptonite.
Yeah.
Now we're just beating
We were no such
ourselves.
thing.
But before, the Patriots were just there. We just could not beat them. No matter how good we were, they were just no. Fuck you. We're better, and they were, and we just couldn't do anything. So I can't. Maybe another 10 years of suffering. Maybe if we can get another ring, I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, Denver, I wouldn't mind it. I don't think the Raiders are. They're gonna get a rookie. I would hate to see the Chiefs back. I love Mahomes, but God, I do not want to see that team back. And AFC South, I hate Texas, so I don't want to see the Texans anywhere near. Although I do love watching the defense. The Colts are going to be in hell, so I'm sorry. You're not doing anything. The Jags, I'd love to see because my cousin's a Jags fan, and I'd like to. I fuck with the Jags.
I like their head coach. I
Yeah, I
love
like
what
their
he's
head
been
coach.
doing.
Tennessee succeed this season.
Tennessee, I have no
liked
problem with.
Cam Ward.
Yeah, I like Cam Ward. I have no problem with it. I don't think they'll go very far, but I would like to see them succeed. From my division, fuck all of them. Yeah, I mean, I guess
I'd like
I
to
respect
see
the
Joe Burrow
Ravens.
get a ring.
I would like to see Joe Burrow get a ring, but maybe after we get our ring.
That's fair.
But I
Wow.
can't hate the Bengals. The only reason I was going against the Bengals when they were in the Super Bowl is because I really wanted Aaron Donald to get a ring. I really wanted Aaron Donald to get that ring. I love Aaron Donald. So I was like, even though they're in my division, if they were going up against another team, I probably would have gone for the Bengals. But yeah, I wouldn't mind Joe having one. As much as I have to hate the Ravens, I respect them a lot, and I do wish Lamar had at least 2 rings because I think he deserves to. But dear God, that team, it disappoints me every year. Every year they disappoint me.
Here's my hopeful. If it happens, we're all on mushrooms or the world is a simulation. Browns out of nowhere good,
Oh my God,
and
Oh,
Shador
goodness.
Sanders wins a Super Bowl.
bro.
If Shador Sanders wins a Super Bowl, it's the apocalypse. It's the end of the world.
And I do like
You would have to
Shador.
be smoking some crazy weed just for something like that to happen.
Dude, I'd have to have a girlfriend if that were to happen. The fuck? Ain't no way.
All in 1 week, Adam would get a girlfriend. Shador Sanders would win the Super Bowl.
We find a cure for cancer.
We would announce that we found a cure for cancer and we landed on Saturn.
Harambe's son gets born. Harambe comes back.
Harambe Jr. God, yeah, that'd be crazy.
And Tupac announces he's been around this entire time.
Tupac
Like that would all happen in the span of a week.
in a week. Oh my god.
Biggie's secretly been hiding in Brazil.
And
And
then
then
Tupac's just been kicking it.
they announced their remastered version of all the Arkham games.
Oh,
Oh my
that'd be a
god.
good week.
When GTA 7 comes out.
Star Wars
No,
Battlefront 3 finally
It
comes
would be
out.
GTA 6. GTA 6 would
Remastered.
still not be out.
But still not be
GTA
out.
5 would be remastered for the 17th time.
Oh, the PS19.
Or we finally get the prequel of Game of Thrones.
Oh my god. The George
Oh.
George Martin finally finishes his goddamn book.
I know. Making me mad.
God, that'd be crazy. Yep. I think that's all I have. I think I'm done for today. I think next time
Bye-bye YouTube.
I think next
bye-bye
time I
YouTube.
stream for YouTube for football, I think will be the draft. If I'm not working, I would love to just do a stream for the draft. Since it's
I'm
on
down.
YouTube, if it ever blows up, or Loop, if you ever watch this, good luck. I saw you posted your week 2 schedule. I'm trying to figure out how to watch your games because I think it was Yahoo and I can't remember the other thing. But good luck. Hope you stay healthy. Hope you get paid. Hope some NFL team looks at you and puts you on the practice squad so you can someday play in the NFL. So good luck there. Hope you have fun there. If you come to Albuquerque, let me know.
Good luck, Loopy.
Love you, Loopy.
Yeah, that's all I
We
got
miss
for
you.
today. I
Oh,
can touch my beard
and
next time you see me.
YouTube. Me and Adam secretly got married. I'm officially his husband. So y'all invited to the marriage. You invited to the wedding.
And I got like a bunch of side pieces. It's like a weird thing. We share the side pieces. We got our homeboy DeAndre, Hunter, but we don't talk about that. Jonathan, we don't talk about that. Our little dungeon whore Philip. I know he's watching this. But okay, I'm gonna end this stream. Did you guys notice a black man join this?
Yeah.
Wait, DeAndre was in here. Didn't say anything.